Hello, and welcome back to Inside Boxing's Throwdown. I'm Aurelio Martinez, Stephen Johnson, and I'll tell you in this episode we're going to talk about our amateur scene. As a matter of fact, Steve, we're coming real good and close to putting together this Olympic team that's going to represent the USA for the 2016 Olympics. So I'm getting excited because it's Olympic year, so we're gonna have to see what happens, and hopefully the U.S. can put a decent team together and fare well.
Mm-hmm.
The ladies, of course, their trials or their qualifying stuff is all done, and they're ready to get into their action. But let's go ahead and get into this whole schedule and the time frame of how this works.
So let's talk about like you said, the women's Olympic trials are set. October 26th through the 31st in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay. So all the qualifiers are set.
All the qualifiers are done for the women. They're ready for the trials. Over this weekend, we got some good news. We finally got USA Boxing announced that the men's Olympic trials have been set. Okay,
good. Yeah,
we didn't know where they were going to be, but to be honest, Radio, I know they were scrambling. We talked about
it
on our last show that they were scrambling. So it only makes sense that they finally settled in Reno, Nevada, where the USA Boxing Executive Director, Mike Martino, has definite connections in Nevada, him being associated with the Nevada State Boxing Commission. So, be that as it may, they finally got it squared away, and now everyone knows where they're going to go. Bottom line is we're going to have some 80, I think it's going to be right around 80 athletes from across the country who have been qualifying since December of 2014.
That's right.
And that was from the WSB Championships, USA Boxing Championships, and these Olympic qualifiers 1, 2, and 3. So we're finally getting down to the nitty gritty in the men. We're going to assemble that team here.
Well, you said the WSB and the APB, of course. I don't think they have to go through a qualifying procedure. Now that's kind of cloudy because we don't get the information from USA Boxing on how that works, because really it's not USA Boxing.
But we got
it
from WSB.
Well, they don't qualify. They don't
yes,
go
they
through.
do.
They go through a qualifying
yes,
tournament.
They have to win.
They have to win what?
Their divisions. See, the WSB has their tournaments, okay, and they selected the top 3 from each weight category. And then that's how they determined who was
okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the WSB is, and they've always, I'll give them that. They've been very transparent in what they were doing, and that's why I said a long time ago, I was telling a lot of the guys that, were really serious from the United States said, I really want to qualify, really want to go to the Olympics. Your best move was to sign with the WSB, because guess what? The World Series of Boxing gave you a chance to get that international experience.
Okay, so we'll actually see them in Reno competing to be on the team, right?
Exactly. In Reno on December 7th through the 12th. Okay, you will see the top participants that box for the United States.
Okay, so we're going to see all the boxers that qualified through USA Boxing's
their tournaments
that
and
were
the WSB.
Well, no.
Okay.
I'm trying to put this in perspective so everyone out there. So we're going to see all the USA Boxing qualifying boxers that will be there, that qualified in their pathway to the podium series. Okay, that's how USA Boxing selected their not selected. That's how they got their qualifiers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll also see the WSB and the APB AIBA boxers that will also be in this competition.
Yes.
To put the whole team together.
Yes.
But we don't know who they are yet.
Yes, we do.
Oh, we do? Okay.
And as a matter of fact, just so you know, just so you guys know, sometime in November, okay, the USA Boxing will release, a list of all the competitors.
Okay.
And we'll make sure we'll bring that to you. We'll actually share that with you live on our show. So everyone then you'll know who's who and what's what and their affiliations.
I think that's good, because that way you, the public out there, will know how they came into this into the Olympic trials, whether it be a WSB road, an APB road, or a USA Boxing road. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting. So,
and to be fair, like I said, they were very transparent. that this is the way it was going to go. Okay?
Okay.
And the only thing that USA Boxing participants will lack in a little bit will be, well, I shouldn't say a little bit, but a lot, will be that continuous
international
line
competition.
of international competition.
International competition, because of course, you know, that's what WSB is all about, and of course that's what APB is.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, APB is the pro team. They're actually pro, but they're exempt.
Yes.
And they're exempt, and their professional status doesn't count.
Just like the WSB.
Yeah, they're exempt. Well, WSB, they're not considered pro. They're considered semi-pro. But
Well, we
regardless,
know they are because you.
But
get pushed
regardless,
out
they're that's all they do is fight international competition.
And so, just so you guys know,
good.
remember the
What date is that?
December 7th through the 12th.
Okay,
And you have to remember that the WSB is the World Series of Boxing. APB is IBA Pro Boxing. Okay, those names you're going to hear those two more frequently from us as we get towards this December Olympic trials. But I'm excited. I'm really thinking that we need to have either one or both of us should be down there for that. I don't know about October 26th to the 31st. The women, I really hate to tell you women that I won't be able to be down there.
That's in Tennessee, right?
That's in Memphis.
Memphis, yeah.
And I really am looking forward to that. That's going to be very competitive, very, very competitive. And our women's team is going to be strong as hell. I'll just flat out say that. Our women's team is going to be strong as hell. Our men's team, we'll get to see how it all transpires. The WSB and the APB had some of their boxers are slotted in these positions, so we'll get to see how it all comes out. But we'll get more into that as we get ready. But it's just good news for us, for the friends and families and the boxers themselves, to know that this will be in Reno. And then
let me ask you something. And I just want to throw this out. I'm not trying to stir controversy or something like that. But why do the women have to always take a back seat? And everyone knows that for the United States, it's the women that have been keeping the Olympic boxing alive. But I mean, I'm gonna take a back seat. And maybe you might not see this as taking a back seat, but I do. For them not to wait and have the women's do their Olympic qualifiers in Reno as well, they put them in here. They put them at the same time where the men's final qualifiers are going to be held. And I'm sorry, but that to me is still putting women underneath male athletes. That's just my opinion. So I don't want anyone to say different. You might feel different, but that's just me. I just feel that, you know, why, you know, it's wrong. I see it as being wrong.
Well, let's back up.
Give them the rest. Give them the rest, and they can continue training, and then it can all happen in Reno.
Well, let's be honest.
Under the big lights.
Well, let's be honest. This whole thing was a faux pas, if you want to call it that, from USA Boxing. Remember, like we just said, they just were just this past weekend were able to announce where the men's Olympic trials were going to be. I'm sure if they could take it all back, they would have had it better coordinated. But this is a problem that USA Boxing has had for the last 2 years. If you want to say the last 3 years, you can, but for solid last 2 years, just all over the place, disorganized. Nobody realizes who's the leader. John Brown has been absent from everything. He's supposed to be the president of USA Boxing. We haven't heard from him. Mike Martino is the executive director. Anything we hear from him, just like we did with the Under Armour contract, that was announced by Mike Martino. You say you're executive director, that should be his job.
Yep.
But John Brown has been absent. USA Boxing president has been totally absent. No comments for anything. I'm confused. I really am.
I'm not, but my opinions and what I'm saying is just my opinions and my hearsay and what I think will happen with USA Boxing. So we'll leave that for another show. But I'm saying I don't think it was bad planning, and I don't think it was.
You think it was on purpose?
I just think that's the way they see women. They don't see them as equals. Okay, and I think a lot of boxing fans out there in general don't see them as equals.
I was just thank you very much.
Okay,
I was gonna say,
but that doesn't mean that if we're talking about Olympic competition, that they should not be able to share the same bright light stage as the men's. I mean, obviously, We'll just leave that alone. That's
No,
me.
no, we don't have
That's
to
me.
because no, we don't have to because
That's
let me
me.
say this: I myself, and I'm obviously different than you. I like the fact that the women are having theirs at the end of this, well, a month from now. Okay, in Memphis, it lets them get all of the shine. Okay, if you put the men and the women together, like you said, the shift is going to be towards the men. That's the way it is right now because
yeah.
men seem to get back. So the women having their own, that whole show, it's all about them. I'm excited about
But it's not all about them.
it is
They're-
from
no,
October 26th to 31st in
They're
Memphis.
in there. They're in there with the last men's qualifiers.
Well,
So it's not all about them.
I
There's-
guarantee you
there's-
it'll be about the women. All of us know
Well,
that last
yeah.
qualifier, if you make that last qualifying team, that last slot, you got a snowball's chance in hell of making the U.S. Olympic
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
That's just being honest, okay?
Yeah,
this is just the last run of guys that are trying to get in.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
It's
let me
all
just
going to be about
let me just put it this way, and I see your point, and I can concur with that, but I'm gonna leave you with this because our segment is ended. USA Boxing's giving women their own show, 50-watt light bulb, giving the men 1,000-watt light bulb. Still, they have their own show. They have the, but who's bringing home the gold?
Man, did you say 50 watt like and 1,000
1,000-watt light bulb.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. Okay, it's let's not get me started with that because
All you women,
women
Tierra
bringing
Brown,
home the
Michaela
gold.
Meyer,
You know,
who else we got? Clarissa Shields, we got Marlon Esparza, we got Queen Underwood. All of you women know there's no question that we've been all about the women's boxing since 2012 when going into the Olympics. Clarissa Shields was the silver star that came out of nowhere to win this.
Yeah.
But we know that our women's boxing program in the United States is strong. You know, we will see what happens. I'm looking forward to you guys, and I see you guys, the women, having your own show on this time next month. And I just wish I could be there. If something happens where I can't, I promise you I will be there.
good ladies. All you got to say is one thing: show me the medals, and you will slap them men right, bam, bam, bam. Okay, show me the medals.
You know, women. You know, you're
All right,
a
let's
team.
go.
You
Wait,
women are a
wait,
team
wait,
with the men.
wait.
Don't listen to this guy. You women, you guys and the men are hanging tough. You guys look at yourself as a team, even though some people don't.
Okay, that's gonna do it for our show this week. Come back and see us next week. We'll do it again, and we're gonna bring some other things into the mix. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to our show, you can subscribe on YouTube or Inside Boxing. Remember, keep the emails coming. We'll start addressing them in future shows. So please, until we see you again.
Editor@InsideBoxing.com.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Keep them hands up.
Keep them up, baby.